Global updates.
Welcome to the Global Updates, bringing you the latest news from around the world. A dragon's ambition carving new paths to global dominance. The world watches as China, with characteristic ambition, embarks on a project of staggering scale and audacity. A new canal, slicing through the heart of Nicaragua, promises to redraw the map of global trade. This $50 billion endeavor is not just an engineering marvel, but a bold statement of China's growing global influence. It has the potential to reshape shipping routes, challenge the Panama Canal's dominance, and ignite geopolitical tensions. The canal's proposed route, longer and deeper than its Panamanian counterpart, speaks volumes about China's ambitions. It underscores China's determination to project its power across the globe. This project is a potent symbol of the shifting sands of global power. It is a stark reminder that the 21st century will be shaped by China's rise. For centuries, nations have sought to control strategic choke points, understanding their pivotal role in shaping global commerce and security. The Suez Canal, the Strait of Malacca, and the Panama Canal stand as testaments to this enduring geopolitical reality. Now, China seeks to carve its own path, literally and figuratively, through the jungles of Nicaragua. This ambitious undertaking is not merely about facilitating trade. It is a calculated move to secure China's access to raw materials, expand its economic influence, and assert its presence on the world stage. The Nicaragua Canal, if completed, will be a testament to China's growing might and a harbinger of its expanding global footprint. A canal of contention, specifications, and rivalry with Panama. The proposed Nicaragua Canal, dwarfing the Panama Canal in size, aims to accommodate larger vessels, including supertankers and cargo ships exceeding current limitations. This increased capacity has the potential to disrupt established shipping routes and challenge Panama's long-standing dominance in global maritime trade. The economic implications are significant. Countries in Latin America and beyond may see new opportunities for trade and investment. However, the project has also sparked controversy. Critics argue that the canal's construction could have devastating environmental consequences for Nicaragua's fragile ecosystems. The Panama Canal Authority, acutely aware of the potential competition, has undertaken its own modernization efforts to remain competitive. The race is on to adapt to the changing demands of global shipping, with both canals vying for the lucrative traffic traversing between the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. The outcome of this rivalry remains uncertain. Yet one thing is clear. The construction of the Nicaragua Canal has injected a new element of competition into the global shipping industry, potentially leading to lower costs and faster transit times for businesses and consumers worldwide. Economic tremors, jobs, trade, and the lure of prosperity. The potential economic benefits of the Nicaragua Canal are undeniable, particularly for a developing country like Nicaragua. The project promises to create thousands of jobs, injecting much-needed investment into the local economy. Proponents argue that the canal will attract foreign investment, stimulate economic growth, and lift Nicaragua out of poverty. However, critics caution against overstating the potential benefits. They point to the risks of corruption, environmental degradation, and the potential for economic benefits to be unevenly distributed, exacerbating existing inequalities. The canal's impact on global trade is also a subject of intense debate. Supporters argue that it will optimize shipping routes, reduce transportation costs, and boost global trade. Skeptics, however, question the economic viability of the project, arguing that it could lead to overcapacity in the shipping industry and may not generate sufficient traffic to justify its enormous costs. The economic implications of the Nicaragua Canal are complex and multifaceted. While the potential for economic growth and development exists, it is crucial to approach these promises with a healthy dose of skepticism, ensuring that the project benefits all segments of Nicaraguan society and does not come at the expense of the environment. The Belt and Road's new knot Nicaragua in China's global tapestry. The Nicaragua Canal is not an isolated project, but an integral part of China's ambitious Belt and Road Initiative, or BRI. This grand strategy aims to connect Asia, Africa, Europe, and beyond through a vast network of infrastructure projects, including roads, railways, ports, and now canals. The BRI is central to China's vision of itself as a global leader, reshaping the global economic order and expanding its sphere of influence. The Nicaragua Canal, in this context, represents a crucial link in China's maritime Silk Road, securing its access to vital shipping lanes and resources. The project has raised concerns among some Western powers, who view the BRI as a tool for China to exert economic and political leverage over developing countries. The United States, in particular, has been critical of China's growing influence in its backyard and has accused China of engaging in debt trap diplomacy. China, however, maintains that the BRI is based on mutual benefit and win-win cooperation. It argues that the Nicaragua Canal will bring prosperity to the region and enhance global connectivity. As the BRI continues to expand, the Nicaragua Canal will remain a focal point of geopolitical competition and a testament to China's growing global ambitions. An environmental reckoning. The price of progress in Nicaragua's paradise. The construction of a massive infrastructure project like the Nicaragua Canal inevitably raises significant environmental concerns. Conservationists have voiced alarm over the potential for irreversible damage to Nicaragua's pristine ecosystems, including rainforests, wetlands, and Lake Nicaragua, Central America's largest freshwater lake. The canal's dredging and excavation could disrupt delicate aquatic habitats, threaten endangered species, and pollute vital water resources. The influx of ships traversing the canal also poses risks of oil spills, invasive species, and pollution from ballast water discharges. While the Chinese company behind the project has pledged to minimize environmental damage, critics argue that the sheer scale of the undertaking makes it impossible to avoid significant ecological impacts. They call for greater transparency and independent environmental assessments to ensure that the project does not come at the cost of Nicaragua's natural heritage. The Nicaragua Canal presents a stark dilemma: the promise of economic development versus the preservation of the environment. Striking a balance between these competing priorities will be crucial to ensure that the project does not leave behind a legacy of environmental devastation. The shadow of great power. Politics, a new front in the US-China rivalry. The Nicaragua Canal project unfolds against the backdrop of intensifying geopolitical rivalry between the United States and China. The canal's strategic location, in close proximity to the United States, has heightened anxieties in Washington about China's growing influence in the region. The United States views the project through the lens of its own Monroe Doctrine, which historically asserted US dominance over the Western Hemisphere. China's involvement in the Nicaragua Canal is seen by some in Washington as a direct challenge to US hegemony in its own backyard. The US government has expressed concerns about the project's lack of transparency, potential environmental damage, and the possibility of it being used for military purposes by China, although Beijing has denied any such intentions. The US has also imposed sanctions on individuals and entities involved in the project, further escalating tensions. The Nicaragua Canal has become entangled in the broader geopolitical competition between the US and China, adding another layer of complexity to an already fraught relationship. As the project progresses, it will likely remain a source of friction and a testing ground for the evolving dynamics between these two global powers. The future of global trade. Navigating a multipolar world. The Nicaragua Canal project serves as a powerful reminder of the evolving landscape of global trade and geopolitics. The rise of China, with its ambitious infrastructure projects and expanding economic influence, is reshaping traditional trade routes and challenging the established global order. The 21st century is witnessing the emergence of a multipolar world, with multiple centers of power vying for influence. This shift is reflected in the changing geography of global trade, as new shipping routes emerge and traditional choke points face competition. The Nicaragua Canal, if completed, will be a testament to this new reality. It will underscore the growing importance of emerging markets and the need for greater cooperation and interdependence in a globalized world. It also highlights the challenges of managing competition and potential conflict in a multipolar system. The future of global trade will be shaped by the interplay of economic forces, technological advancements, and geopolitical considerations. The Nicaragua Canal, with its potential to alter global shipping patterns and reshape regional dynamics, will undoubtedly play a significant role in this evolving landscape. Environmental concerns and sustainability. The proposed Nicaragua Canal project has not only sparked geopolitical debates, but also raised significant environmental concerns. Environmentalists warn that the construction and operation of the canal could lead to the destruction of critical ecosystems, including rainforests, wetlands, and the habitats of numerous endangered species. The canal's route cuts through Lake Nicaragua, Central America's largest freshwater lake, posing risks of contamination and disruption to local water supplies. Moreover, the potential impact on indigenous communities and their lands cannot be overlooked. These communities have lived in harmony with nature for generations, and the canal's construction threatens to displace them and disrupt their way of life. While the promise of economic growth and improved trade routes is alluring, it is crucial to balance these benefits with the need for environmental stewardship and social responsibility. The global community must advocate for sustainable development practices that protect natural resources and respect the rights of indigenous peoples. As the world becomes increasingly interconnected, the choices we make today will shape the environmental legacy we leave for future generations. The Nicaragua Canal project serves as a stark reminder of the delicate balance between progress and preservation in our quest for a sustainable future. As we look towards the horizon, the future prospects of the Nicaragua Canal project paint a complex and multifaceted picture. The canal holds the potential to reshape global trade routes, providing a new artery for the flow of goods between the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. This massive infrastructure project could accelerate economic development in Nicaragua, transforming it into a vital hub in the global logistics network. Yet, the project's success hinges on overcoming numerous challenges. Environmental sustainability, social equity, and geopolitical stability are all critical factors that will determine the canal's long-term viability. The international community must come together to ensure that the canal's development aligns with the principles of sustainable growth and respects the rights of local populations. As we navigate an increasingly multipolar world, the Nicaragua Canal could become a symbol of international cooperation or a flashpoint of contention. Its impact will reverberate far beyond Central America, influencing global trade patterns, environmental policies, and geopolitical dynamics. In the end, the story of the Nicaragua Canal is not just about a waterway. It's about the choices we make as a global society. Will we prioritize short-term gains or invest in a future that balances progress with preservation? The answer to this question will shape not only Nicaragua's destiny, but also the legacy we leave for generations to come. Future prospects and global impact.